When I turned 32, my mother finally launched an indiscriminate, full-scale marriage pressure campaign against me. I swiftly broke up with my supermodel boyfriend of 6 years, packed my bags, and moved back to my hometown. My best friend was aghast. "Are you crazy? I thought you were obsessed with Liam's face and body. You're really willing to let that go?" I scoffed. "I'm not an idiot. Dating a guy like him for a thrill is fine. But if I actually married him, what would my life be? Spending the rest of my days catching him cheating, and then forgiving him?" Just as the words left my mouth, a voice as cold as ice and incredibly familiar came from behind me. "Chloe, is that your reason for dumping me?" Dragging my suitcase back to the apartment Liam and I shared, I bumped right into a woman walking out. She was wearing a flimsy camisole, with Liam's silk dress shirt draped loosely over it. She was barefoot, holding a pair of limited edition high heels in one hand. I recognized her. She was a new, up-and-coming designer Liam had recently collaborated with. Her name was Ellie, barely 20, practically radiating youth. Instinctively took a step back, hiding in the shadows of the elevator lobby. A few seconds later, Liam followed her out. He had only a towel wrapped around his waist. His hair was still dripping wet and his skin was flushed. He leaned against the door frame, lit a slim cigarette, and looked lazy and exhausted. A moment later, he casually tossed an unopened, latest model designer watch box toward her. "Take it." Ellie's eyes lit up instantly. She threw herself at Liam, hugging him and squealing. Oh, my God. It's the Starlight series. "Liam, you're the best." He picked it up while I was in Milan for the shows. "I love you so much, baby." Ellie tried to kiss him, but Liam had run out of patience. He frowned slightly and turned his face away to avoid her. "All right, hurry up and leave." The girl wasn't annoyed, speaking in a tone that was half whining, half complaining. "So ruthless. Tossing me aside the moment you're done. You were just calling me your little vixen in bed." She happily hugged the new watch box and blew Liam a kiss before leaving. "I'm off. See you at the studio tomorrow." Only after she left did I step out from the shadows. Liam probably hadn't expected me to return from my business trip early. He froze for a second, but quickly resumed his usual nonchalant demeanor. "Why didn't you tell me you were coming back?" I stared at him for a moment. "My flight got changed. It was too late. I didn't want to wake you." The hickey on Liam's collarbone was glaringly fresh and ambiguous, yet he showed no remorse. He walked over, intending to take my suitcase. "You must be tired. I'll go run a bath for you." As he bent down, his towel loosened slightly, acting as if the scene I had just witnessed never happened. Seeing me standing still, he raised an eyebrow. "What's wrong?" Then understanding dawned on him and a lazy smile touched his lips. "Asked me." He leaned in close. He still carried the scent of body wash, mixed with another woman's perfume. His hands skillfully slid under the hem of my shirt. "Then let's get down to business." After all, he was a runway model who worked out constantly. His fingertips had thin calluses, and when they brushed against my skin, they brought a tingling, numb itch. I closed my eyes and tiredly pushed him away. I have to admit, I was infatuated with Liam's body. The reason I pursued him in the first place was because I caught a glimpse of him backstage at a fashion show and was absolutely blown away. But maybe because I had just flown for over 10 hours. Or maybe because of the woman I just saw. Right now, I only felt nauseous. I had zero interest. Liam was rarely rejected by me. He froze for a moment, his face darkening slightly. "What kind of tantrum is this?" Looked down and saw a woman's earring on the entryway rug. That didn't belong to me. Liam clearly saw it too. He clicked his tongue, his expression turning impatient. The living room fell into a dead silence. He pulled another cigarette from the box and lit it, smoke swirling around him. "She's just a junior designer. She drank too much and had nowhere to go. So I let her crash here for a night. We didn't do anything." I looked at him. The white smoke separated our lines of sight, making it impossible to clearly see each other's expressions. But we both knew perfectly well how pathetic that excuse was. This wasn't Liam's first time cheating. He was probably born to live among a garden of women. When I met him, he was already like this. At the time, my company was organizing a high-end fashion collaboration. My best friend took me to meet the red-hot top supermodel, saying he had a unique aura but a terrible temper. I didn't have a good impression of models. I always felt they were just empty shells until Liam walked in. He was wearing a simple black turtleneck sweater, standing tall and straight, with a few stray hairs falling across his high, straight nose bridge. The moment he walked in, the air in the entire conference room seemed to freeze. That face, that body. He was the creator's most biased masterpiece. He looked up, those deep eyes sweeping over us with careless detachment. Didn't hear a single word he said that day. My mind was entirely consumed with how to get him into my bed. After the meeting, countless people swarmed him trying to get his contact info, and he coldly rejected them all. Only I persistently cornered him in the parking garage. Single since birth for 26 years. That was the boldest moment of my entire life. Liam was probably annoyed by my pestering. Or maybe he just found it novel. Anyway, I became his girlfriend right up until now. But I knew that for these 6 years, Liam had never truly loved me. Or perhaps he loved me in his own way. He loved my independence, my understanding nature, my ability to handle his messy PR crisis, in the fact that I never made a fuss about the endless gossip surrounding him. Every time I caught him, he'd throw out some random excuse and I would forgive him. He once mocked me for living too rationally, saying I wasn't like a real woman. He also joked that one day when he met his true soulmate, he would kick me to the curb. For these past few years, the relationship was entirely sustained by my unilateral tolerance. You promised me you wouldn't bring anyone home again, I said, my voice very low, staring at the expensive earring. A flash of mockery appeared in Liam's eyes. He had absolutely no intention of coaxing me. Since when did you become so uptight? He leaned in close, blowing smoke into my face, his eyes full of malice. Can't take it anymore. If you can't take it, then get out. He had said things like this countless times over the past 6 years. The ending was always the same. I would lower my head, apologize, hold him, and beg him not to be angry. Over time, he found my weak spot. He knew that as long as he said that, I couldn't do anything about it. I turned my head away. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Liam grabbed my wrist. His brow bone was high when he was expressionless. He always carried a sharp, oppressive aura. Chloe, quit while you're ahead. Don't push your luck. I shook off his hand and went into the guest room. Not long after, an earth-shattering slam of the front door echoed through the apartment. Liam left. He was angry. I knew that. After all, between us, I was always the one compromising, the one doing the coaxing. I had never given him the cold shoulder like I did today. I rolled over and turned on my phone. In the family group chat, my mom sent another picture of a man, Chloe. Auntie Lee introduced this one. A college professor, steady and reliable. You're 32 this year. It's time to start thinking about the important things. Then I opened my work group chat. My boss tagged me Chloe. The new brand strategy department at headquarters has just been established. We were missing a director. I think your capabilities are a perfect fit. The resources and platform at headquarters are on a whole different level compared to the branch office. Think it over. My mom was calling me home for blind dates. The company wanted to promote me and send me back to headquarters, which happened to be right in my hometown. The timing, the location, the circumstances, it all lined up. It seemed I truly had no reason to stay in the city anymore. I sighed. To be honest, I really liked Liam. He was handsome enough, his body was hot enough, and we were a match made in heaven in bed. Most importantly, he was a total scumbag. Being with him was easy. I didn't have to think about the future, and I didn't have to be responsible for him. During those first few years in the corporate world, when the pressure was crushing me, I just wanted someone to relieve the stress. But I was dead set on looks, picking and choosing until I met Liam. His best years were spent by my side. When I was tearing my hair out over KPIs, he used his body to comfort me through countless late nights. And even though he had a constant stream of women, he was somewhat particular. All his flings had to provide regular health checkups, took all the necessary precautions. So I wasn't afraid of catching anything. It would probably be hard to find such a satisfying bedmate again. But there was nothing I could do. Dating was one thing. Getting married and living a life together was another. I liked Liam a lot, but I also knew very clearly that he wasn't the right person. For me now, the game was over. The next morning, I woke up early. The apartment was quiet. Liam hadn't come back. I packed my things methodically, taking only what belonged to me. The designer handbags he bought me, the jewelry, the clothes. I left them all behind. I didn't want anything that reminded me of him. My phone buzzed. It was my best friend. "Chloe, are you serious about breaking up?" Liam just posted on his story. "He's at some bar with Ellie. They look very cozy." I stared at the message for a moment. Then I typed back, "Yes, I'm serious. I'm moving back home today." She sent a series of shocked emojis. "You're really going to do it? After all these years? What about your apartment here?" "I'm selling it. I need a fresh start." I called my mom. "Mom, I'm coming home." She was ecstatic. "Oh my God, finally. I'll tell Auntie Lee to set up a blind date for this weekend." "No rush, Mom. I need to settle in first. But I'm accepting the job transfer." "That's wonderful. Your father will be so happy. He's been worried about you living alone in the big city." I hung up and called my boss. "I'll take the position. When can I start?" "As soon as possible." "Excellent. I'll have HR send over the paperwork." "Welcome to the team, Director." The next few days passed in a blur. I sold the apartment at a good price. The buyer was a young couple, excited about their first home. I watched them sign the papers, thinking about how Liam and I had once stood in that same spot, full of hope and dreams. Those dreams had long since faded. I packed the last of my things. My flight was at 8 a.m. I spent the night at a hotel near the airport. I didn't want to be in that apartment one more minute. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Hello? Chloe." It was Liam. His voice sounded rough, like he'd been drinking. "Where are you?" "I'm at a hotel." "Why?" "I'm leaving tomorrow. Moving back home." Silence on the other end. Then he laughed. A cold, humorless sound. "You're really doing it. You're actually leaving me." "I'm not leaving you, Liam. I'm leaving this life. We're over." "You don't mean that. You're just upset. Give me a few days. I'll make it up to you. I'll never bring anyone home again. I promise." "It's not about that. It's about us. We were never right for each other. You know that. You're just scared." "Scared of what?" "Scared that you'll never find anyone like me. Scared that you'll regret this." "Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I'm willing to take that chance." "Chloe, don't do this. I love you." The words hung in the air. After all these years, he finally said them. But they didn't sound right. They sounded desperate. Like he was saying them because he thought that's what I wanted to hear. "I love you too, Liam." But that's not enough. I hung up before he could say anything else. I turned off my phone and lay in the dark. Tears streamed down my face. I cried for the years I'd wasted. For the love I'd given to someone who couldn't appreciate it. For the woman I could have been if I hadn't been so blinded by his beauty. But I also cried for the end of a chapter. For the freedom that lay ahead. The next morning, I boarded the plane. As it took off, I watched the city shrink below me. Goodbye, Liam. Goodbye to the life I'd lived for the past 6 years. Hello to whatever came next. The flight was long. I slept most of the way. When I landed, my parents were waiting at the airport. My mom hugged me tight. My dad carried my bags. It felt good to be home. The house was exactly as I remembered it. My room was still the same, though my mom had clearly been using it as storage. I spent the next week settling in. I started my new job at headquarters. The office was impressive, with a view of the city skyline. My team was talented and eager to work. I felt energized in a way I hadn't in years. My mom, true to her word, set up a blind date for that weekend. His name was Daniel. He was a professor of literature at the local university, 32 years old, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. We met at a quiet cafe. He was different from Liam in every way. Not as handsome, not as charismatic, but he listened when I spoke. He asked questions about my work. He didn't talk about himself the entire time. I found myself relaxing, enjoying the conversation. At the end of the date, he walked me to my car. I had a nice time, Chloe. I'd like to see you again. I smiled. I'd like that too. We started seeing each other regularly. It was slow and steady. No drama. No games. Just two people getting to know each other. Meanwhile, Liam kept calling. At first, it was every day. Then every other day. Then once a week. I never answered. I blocked his number after a month. My best friend kept me updated. He's a mess, Chloe. He's been partying nonstop. Ellie left him. Apparently, she found someone else. He's been asking everyone about you. I don't want to hear about it. I'm moving on. Are you sure? Because he seems genuinely upset. I've never seen him like this. He'll get over it. He always does. 3 months passed. Daniel and I were getting serious. He met my parents. They loved him. My mom couldn't stop gushing about what a nice young man he was. I was happy. Truly happy. For the first time in years. I wasn't constantly worrying about what Liam was doing. I wasn't checking my phone every 5 minutes. I wasn't wondering if he was cheating on me. I was just living my life. Then one day, I was at a coffee shop near my office. I was waiting for Daniel to meet me for lunch. The door opened. A tall figure walked in. My heart stopped. It was Liam. He looked terrible. His hair was longer than usual. He had dark circles under his eyes. He'd lost weight. He scanned the room, his eyes landing on me. I froze. He walked over to my table. Chloe. His voice was hoarse. I didn't know what to say. What are you doing here? I came to find you. I've been calling you. I blocked your number. I know. I figured. He sat down across from me. I didn't stop him. You look good. You too. Liar. I'm a mess without you. Don't say that. It's true. I never realized how much I relied on you. Until you were gone. I've been trying to find someone to replace you. But no one measures up. Ellie was a mistake. All of them were mistakes. I was an idiot. I should have treated you better. I should have loved you the way you deserved. It's too late, Liam. Is it? I'm seeing someone. I know. Your friend told me. Is he good to you? Yes. He's good to me. Does he make you happy? Yes. Then I guess I have no right to ask you to come back. No. You don't. He stood up. I should go. I just wanted to see you. To tell you I'm sorry. For everything. I'm sorry too, Liam. For wasting both our time. No. Don't say that. You were the best thing that ever happened to me. I just didn't know it until it was too late. He walked to the door. Then turned back. Chloe? Yes? I hope he knows how lucky he is. I hope you're happy. Truly happy. I am. Good. Then I can let you go. He left. I watched him walk away, disappearing into the crowd. A part of me wanted to run after him, to tell him I still loved him, that I missed him. But I stayed in my seat, because I knew that going back would be a mistake. Liam would never change. He would never be the man I needed him to be. Daniel arrived a few minutes later. He noticed something was off. Are you okay? Yes. I'm fine. Who is that? Just someone from my past. He looked at me, his eyes full of concern. Do you want to talk about it? No. I'm done with the past. I'm focused on the future. Our future. He smiled and took my hand. I like the sound of that. 6 months later, Daniel proposed. It wasn't a grand gesture. No fireworks. No public declarations. We were walking in the park on a Sunday afternoon. He stopped, got down on one knee, and pulled out a simple ring. Chloe, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? I said yes without hesitation. We got married a year later. It was a small ceremony, just family and close friends. My mom cried through the whole thing. My dad beamed with pride. And I was happy, truly, deeply happy. 2 years after our wedding, I got pregnant. It wasn't planned, but it was welcome. We had a baby girl. We named her Grace. She had Daniel's eyes and my smile. Being a mother was harder than I expected, but also more rewarding. I watched her grow, learn to walk, said her first words. I wondered sometimes what my life would have been like if I'd stayed with Liam. Would I have children? Would I be happy? Or would I still be chasing after him, forgiving his mistakes, living a life of constant anxiety? I didn't know. And I didn't want to know, because the life I had now was perfect. One day, I was at the grocery store with Grace. She was 3 now, running around the aisles, full of energy. I turned a corner and bumped into someone. "I'm sorry," I said automatically. Then I looked up. It was Liam. He looked better than the last time I'd seen him. He'd gained back the weight he'd lost. His hair was cut short. He looked older, but still handsome. "Chloe." He stared at me, then down at Grace. "Is this?" "Yes. This is my daughter, Grace. She's beautiful. She looks like you." "Thank you. How have you been?" "Good." "Married?" "Yes." "To the guy from back then?" "Yes." "Daniel. He's a good man." "He is." "And you? Are you happy?" "Yes." "I'm happy. I'm glad." He looked at Grace, who was now tugging on my pant leg. "Mommy, can I have this?" She was holding a box of cookies. I smiled down at her. "Yes, sweetie. You can have it." Liam watched us, a wistful expression on his face. "I should go. It was good to see you, Chloe." "You too." He started to walk away, then turned back one last time. "Chloe?" "Yes? I never found anyone like you. I don't think I ever will. I'm sorry I was too stupid to realize what I had when I had it. I don't regret leaving Liam. But I don't regret the years we spent together either. They made me who I am. And they led me to where I am now. So thank you. For everything." He nodded, a sad smile on his face. "Take care of yourself." "You too." I watched him walk away for the second time. This time, I didn't feel the urge to run after him. I didn't feel the pull of the past. I just felt a quiet sense of closure. Grace tugged on my hand. "Mommy, who was that?" "Just an old friend, sweetie. Can we go home now?" "Yes." "Let's go home." After paying for our groceries, we walked to the car, the sun shining down on us. I buckled Grace into her car seat, then got in the driver's seat. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I glanced in the rearview mirror. Grace was happily eating her cookies, humming a tune she'd learned at preschool. I smiled. This was my life now, and it was better than anything I could have imagined. I drove home, thinking about the woman I used to be. The woman who was so obsessed with a man's face and body that she lost sight of everything else. The woman who settled for less than she deserved. The woman who thought love was about compromise and sacrifice. I wasn't that woman anymore. I was stronger now, wiser. I knew what I wanted, and I had it. A husband who loved me, a daughter who adored me, a career that challenged me, a life that fulfilled me. I turned on the radio. An old song was playing, one that Liam and I used to dance to in our apartment. I didn't change the station. I let it play, singing along softly. It was just a song now, just a memory, nothing more. I pulled into the driveway. Daniel was already home, working in the garden. He waved when he saw us. I waved back. Grace unbuckled her seatbelt and ran to him. "Daddy." He scooped her up, spinning her around. She giggled, the sound filling the air. I watched them, my heart full. This was what love was supposed to be. Not the dramatic highs and lows I'd experienced with Liam. Not the constant uncertainty. Not the feeling that I was never enough. This was steady. This was real. This was home. I got out of the car and walked over to them. Daniel put Grace down and wrapped his arms around me. How was your day? Good. I ran into an old friend. Oh? Who? Just someone from my past. It was good to see him. To get some closure. He kissed my forehead. I'm glad. I know you've been thinking about your old life lately. I have. But I'm done thinking about it now. I'm right here. With you. With Grace. This is where I belong. He smiled. Yes, you are. And I'm never letting you go. Good. Because I'm never leaving. Grace tugged on both our hands. Mommy, Daddy, can we have ice cream for dinner? Daniel and I looked at each other. Just this once, he said. Grace cheered. We walked into the house together. As I closed the door behind us, I took one last look at the world outside. Then I turned my back on it and stepped into my life. The life I had chosen. The life I had built. The life I loved. For me now, the game was over. And I had won.